Whoa, this is relatively close. Just trying out new lens here. Anyway, it's time for a new quick tip, and this time it's about character item creation. Well, more like sort of like character atmosphere. Yeah, it's about character items. Just got the other lens back on the camera so you can actually see what's going on, even though quick tips are mainly just talking videos. But that way you're not only looking at my nose. This week's quick tip comes from another LARP channel here on YouTube. More precisely, Status LARP, which evidently I'm kind of doing a project with at the moment. Anyhow, you can go over and check that video out when it's done over on his channel. No, you know what? You could go over and check his channel out right now. Well, after the video is done, obviously, because it's actually kind of cool. He has a lot of cool videos and a lot of other opinions, a lot about characters, specifically. He's a LARPer from Holland? What is that called in English? Netherlands? I can't remember. Let's get on to the quick tip. I like for all my characters to have something that's very dear to them. My character, Rolf. I think that's his dog. Anthropomorphic dog character. At least I've seen some videos with that guy, so I'm pretty sure that's Rolf. My character Rolf has his necklace he got from the dwarves where he lives. My thief, Rexapolipatorius. Nailed it. That guy has the last coin from his parents. They keep it in different places, Rolf around his neck, Rex in a secret pocket. It's always a nice thing to fall back on, or let your mind drift to when the game is slowing down, or you have some time for your character to be alone or with somebody special. Or someone special. Yes, I can only agree with this in some way or another. It's very close to what we talked about before about building your character up around a weapon. Well, sort of like that. Whereas that quick tip was like, you pick a weapon and then you focus your character around that weapon. Whereas up here, it's more like your character, instead of giving him maybe a physical quirk or thing he does, you give sort of like item that adds some value to the character and thereby creating a little more fleshed out character. I also do this with a lot of my characters. One, for instance, was Tobias Kettle. He was a heavy drinker, so his bottle was kind of like, well, his item, so to speak. For instance, if somebody stole this, he would get quite mad. Now he's not so much a drunk anymore, so the flask is still important, but not in the same way. The thing about letting the item be very personalized to the character, like for instance, he mentions his characters here, like Rolf. Rolf! It sounds like a dog. It must be his dog character. Rolf! His is a necklace he got from dwarves, and I know from his background story, because I've seen the videos with the character, I know from his background story that that character was raised by dwarves, and he has that necklace to sort of like remind him back on that. And the same thing about his other character, Rex, where he has this coin. And the same thing can be said about Tobias's old flask here. But this is not so much like a story thing, or well, it is, but this is more sort of like a character quirk. Although it does tell something about the character itself, that he's a drinker, or well, he carries around something that he can drink. In fact, a lot of people thought that this was like an Asterix Obelix superhuman strength drink at some point. So they all wanted a drink of the potion, although that's not the case. Whereas the things that he mentions adds to the character because he has some story he can tell from these items, and they also tell a story in itself, because they stem from somewhere. But you don't have to dig that deep with all of the things. It could be something as simple as a deck of cards. That maybe your character likes to play cards. For instance, his father was a gambler, or something else like that. Heck, it doesn't even have to be something like that. It could just be that he likes to play cards. But have something that adds to the character do help to build a character in some way. Even small things like this. Plus, it's always a good thing to have something like a deck of cards. You never know when you might need to gamble to get some money. That was this week's quick tip, people. Very simple, very easy. Take an item and add it to the character's personality. I was like lost for words there for a second. Go over and check Status LARP's channel out. There's a lot of fun things, and well, it's a good idea to check other LARPers out here on YouTube. There are starting to be more and more here on YouTube, which is kind of nice. Anyway, you know the drill. If you have any tricks and tips, Not chips. I'm gonna eat your chips. If you have any tricks and tips, leave them down in the comment section below, and they might end up here in a quick tip somehow, somewhere. Well, it's gotta be uploaded and stuff like that, but it might end up here in a quick tip at some point. So you can share your ideas and advices with the rest of the LARPers of the rest of the world, and you are also allowed to give in-game advices. You don't have to be like off-game advices. If you want to see more LarpForge videos, you are more than welcome to subscribe. That way it ends up in your YouTube feed. I think it's called YouTube feed. Yeah, it's called YouTube feed. I'm gonna call it YouTube feed right now. So if you want it in your YouTube feed, hit subscribe. I'm rambling. See you LARPers next time. Bye.